I signed my entire property to the woman I loved, and weeks later she left me for another man. I lost everything until years later.
Begging me to hire her husband.
I'm Ethan Cole, and everything I built started from nothing. You really did it, man, Ryan Brooks said the day I closed my first big deal. Just don't lose yourself chasing more. I laughed. I'm not chasing, I'm building. That was before I met Lily Carter. Hi, I'm Lily, she said, smiling like she already knew me. Ethan, I replied. Nice to meet you. She tilted her head. I've heard about you. Self-made, right? I nodded. Something like that. I like men who build things, she said softly. It means they don't run when things get hard. Ryan pulled me aside later. She's charming, but slow down, he warned. You're moving too fast. It's fine, I said. I know what I'm doing. Weeks turned into late-night talks and quiet promises. Do you trust me? Lily asked one evening. Of course I do, I said. She looked at me seriously. Then prove it. I frowned. How? Put everything in my name, she said. Your properties, your assets. If we're building a life, it should be ours. I went quiet. That's a big step, I said. So is love, she replied. Or are you scared? I'm not scared, I said. I just want to be sure. She stepped closer. I'm choosing you, Ethan. Aren't you choosing me? I looked into her eyes. I am, I said. Ryan called me that night. Don't do anything stupid, he said. It's not stupid, I replied. It's commitment. It's risk, he shot back. And you're blind. Maybe, I said, but I believe in her. The next day, I sat in a lawyer's office. Are you certain? The lawyer asked. Yes, I said. My hand shook as I signed. Lily squeezed my hand. You won't regret this, she whispered. We're forever. I smiled. Forever, I echoed. When we stepped outside, she hugged me. You just proved everything, she said. I love you. I love you too, I said. Inside, I felt proud. I thought I had done something meaningful. If love is real, I told myself, nothing else matters. I didn't see the warning signs. I didn't question her timing. I didn't listen to Ryan. I only listened to my heart. That day, I gave her everything I had. My properties, my business, my trust. I thought I was securing my future. I thought I was building a life with her. I didn't know I was signing away my own foundation. I didn't know that love, the way I saw it, could be used against me. And I had no idea that this moment would become the biggest mistake of my life. I remember looking back at the building as we walked away. This is just the beginning, she said. Our beginning. Our beginning, I repeated. Ryan's words echoed faintly in my mind, but I pushed them aside. You're moving too fast, he had said. I shook my head. No, I whispered to myself, I'm finally right. I chose trust over doubt, love over logic, her over. Why are you so quiet lately? I asked, watching Lily scroll through her phone without looking at me. I'm just tired, she said flatly. You've been tired for weeks, I replied. Did I do something wrong? She sighed. Ethan, not everything is about you. That stung. I'm just trying to understand, I said. There's nothing to understand, she snapped. Can you not start this again? Start what? I raised my voice slightly. Talking to my girlfriend? She rolled her eyes. You're being dramatic. I stepped closer. You used to talk to me about everything. People change, she said coldly. Or maybe something's changed between us, I pushed. She stood up. You're exhausting, Ethan. Exhausting? I laughed nervously. I gave you everything. I didn't ask for everything, she replied sharply. That's not true, I said. You said it would prove my love. She crossed her arms. And you chose to do it. That's on you. Her words hit harder than I expected. So that's it? It meant nothing? I didn't say that, she muttered. Then say what you mean, I demanded. Because I don't recognize you anymore. She went silent for a moment, then looked straight at me. Fine. You want the truth? Yes, I said, my voice shaking. I'm tired of pretending, Ethan, she burst out. The room felt smaller. Pretending, what? This, she gestured between us. This relationship. I froze. You don't mean that. I do, she said, her tone firm. I tried, okay? I really did. But I don't feel the way you do. My chest tightened. So all those things you said, the future, the plans, that was fake? She looked away. Not fake. Just, not real anymore. When did it stop being real? I asked quietly. She hesitated. Maybe it never was, not in the way you think. I felt like the ground disappeared under me. Then why stay? Because it was easy, she said. Because you gave me everything without asking questions. I stepped back. So I was just convenient? She didn't answer. That silence said enough. Is there someone else? I asked, my voice barely holding together. She grabbed her bag. I didn't want to do this like this. Answer me, I insisted. Yes, she said finally. His name is Daniel Hayes. The name echoed in my head. Daniel, the investor? She nodded. He's stable. He knows what he wants. And I don't? I asked. You're emotional, she said. He's not. I laughed bitterly. So that's my flaw? Loving you too much? Ethan, please don't make this harder, she said. Harder? I repeated. You just destroyed everything. I'm leaving, she said, heading toward the door. I followed her. Lily, wait. We can fix this. Whatever it is, we can fix it. She shook her head. No, we can't. Just talk to me, I begged. Don't throw this away. I already have, she replied quietly. Tears blurred my vision. Did you ever love me? She paused at the door but didn't turn around. Not the way you loved me. That was it. That was the final break. Please, I whispered. Don't go. She opened the door. Goodbye, Ethan. And just like that, she walked out. I stood there, waiting for her to come back, to say it was all a mistake. But the silence stayed. I looked around the house, the walls, the furniture, everything I once called mine. Now it wasn't mine. Nothing was. I sank to the floor, my chest aching. What did I do wrong? I asked aloud, but no one answered. In one night, I lost my business, my home, and the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. I sat on the edge of a cheap bed, staring at my phone. Balance, insufficient, the message read again. I laughed weakly. Of course it is. My voice sounded empty even to me. I whispered, you really lost everything, Ethan. The door knocked. Open up, Ryan's voice called. Go away, I muttered. Not happening, he replied. I opened the door slowly. He looked around the small room. This is where you're staying? It's enough, I said. It's not you, he shot back. I'm not me anymore, I replied. He stepped inside. Don't say that. What should I say? I asked. That I'm doing great? Ryan crossed his arms. You got played, yeah. But you're acting like it's over. It is over, I said quietly. She took everything. You signed it away, he said bluntly. I flinched. I know. He softened his tone. You weren't stupid, Ethan. You were just in love. I looked at him. That doesn't make it hurt less. No, he admitted. But it means you can come back. I shook my head. There's nothing left to come back to. There is, he said firmly. You. I laughed bitterly. I don't even recognize that guy anymore. Ryan sat down. Then find him again. After he left, silence filled the room. I leaned back and closed my eyes. My thoughts wouldn't stop. Why didn't you listen? Why did you trust her? I believed her, I whispered to myself. I believed every word. My phone buzzed. A message from an old contact popped up. Saw Lily today. She looks happy. I clenched my jaw. Of course she does. Another message followed. Daniel just bought a new place. Big one. I threw the phone onto the bed. Good for them, I said, but my chest tightened. Images replayed in my mind, her smile, her voice, her promises. Forever, she had said. Forever lasted a few weeks, I muttered. Days passed like that. Small jobs, cheap meals, sleepless nights. I talked to myself more than anyone else. You messed up, I told my reflection. You gave everything away. But another voice answered, quieter but stubborn. You can rebuild. From what? I argued. You have nothing. I still have time, I replied to myself. One night, I sat outside, staring at the dark sky. What now? I asked aloud. Ryan's words echoed in my head. Find him again. I don't know how, I admitted. Start small, I answered myself. Just don't quit. Tears filled my eyes, but I didn't wipe them. She's out there living the life I built, I said. And you're here, I replied. Broken, I whispered. Not finished, that same voice pushed back. I took a deep breath. I can't keep living like this. Silence answered me, but it felt different this time. I won't stay like this, I said louder. My hands clenched into fists. I won't stay broken. For the first time in weeks, I felt something shift inside me. Not hope, not yet, but something close. I stood up slowly. You lost everything, I said to myself. So there's nothing left to lose. And somehow, that felt like the beginning. I can get you a small contract, Ryan said, sliding a file across the table. I'll take it, I replied without hesitation. He studied me. No complaints? I don't have the luxury for that anymore, I said. The job was basic, property inspections, paperwork, long hours. Still, it was something. You used to close deals worth millions, Ryan reminded me. I'll get there again, I said. One step at a time. Days turned into routines. You're working like a machine, Ryan said one evening. I have to, I replied. I can't afford to fall again. He leaned back. There's someone I want you to meet. I'm not interested in partnerships, I said quickly. Just a conversation, he insisted. I sighed. Fine. One meeting. The next day, I sat across from a woman with sharp eyes and a calm expression. Sophia Reed, she said, extending her hand. Ethan Cole, I replied. I've heard about you, she said. Then you know I'm not in a great position, I answered. She smiled slightly. I know you lost everything. I'm more interested in why you're still trying. I crossed my arms. Because quitting isn't an option. Good answer, she said. But effort alone isn't enough. You need strategy. I had strategy, I said. I just trusted the wrong person. She nodded. So you learned something valuable. Trust no one? I asked. Trust wisely, she corrected. I stayed quiet. She leaned forward. Let me ask you something, Ethan. Are you going to stay a victim or become someone stronger? Her words hit deeper than I expected. I'm not a victim, I said. Then prove it, she replied. How? I challenged. By rebuilding smarter, she said. Not harder. You already know how to work. Ryan smiled slightly. Told you she's good. I exhaled. And what do you want in return? A partnership later, Sophia said. For now, I want results. I thought for a moment. All right, I'll listen. Good, she said. First rule, no emotional decisions. I nodded slowly. Agreed. Second rule, she continued, you control the deal, or you walk away. I like that, I admitted. Third rule, she added, your past is a lesson, not a weakness. I looked at her. You make it sound simple. It's not simple, she said. But it's possible. From that day, everything changed. Don't rush this deal, Sophia warned. I'm not, I replied. I'm checking every detail. Ryan grinned. Look at you, being careful for once. I learned the hard way, I said. Weeks passed. Small wins started stacking. This investment looks solid, I said. It is, Sophia confirmed. Because you didn't let emotion guide you. I smiled slightly. That's new for me. You're improving, she said. I have to, I replied. I'm not going back to who I was. One evening, Ryan asked, do you still think about her? I paused. Sometimes. And, he pushed. I think about what I lost, I said. Then I remind myself what I'm building. Sophia added, that's growth. I leaned back. I used to think love meant giving everything. And now, she asked. Now I know love without self-respect is dangerous, I said. Ryan nodded. That's the Ethan I know. I looked at both of them. I'm not fully there yet. You don't have to be, Sophia said. You just have to keep moving. I took a deep breath. I will. For the first time since everything fell apart, I felt control returning. Not just in business, but in myself. I'm rebuilding, I said quietly. Ryan smiled. And this time? This time, I replied, I'm doing it right. Sign here, I said, sliding the contract across the table. The client smiled. I've heard your firm closes fast. We close right, I replied. Ryan leaned against the wall after the meeting. You've changed, he said. I had to, I answered. Remember when you rushed every deal? He asked. I remember losing everything, I said calmly. He nodded. Now look at you. I looked around my office, glass walls, a full team, everything running smoothly. This didn't happen overnight, I said. Sophia walked in, holding a file. Another property secured, she said. Good, I replied. What's the risk level? Low, she said. Because you actually listened this time. Ryan laughed. He finally learned. I learned the cost of not learning, I said. Sophia sat down. Your company just crossed a new valuation. How much? I asked. She told me the number. Ryan whistled. That's insane. I stayed quiet for a second. It's stable? Sophia smiled. That's the first question you ask now. Yes, it's stable. Then it's worth something, I said. Ryan shook his head. Old Ethan would have celebrated already. Old Ethan chased validation, I replied. I chase control. Sophia looked at me. And peace? I paused. Still working on that. Later that evening, Ryan sat across from me. You ever check up on her? I didn't answer immediately. That's a yes, he said. I hear things, I admitted. Like what? He asked. I leaned back. Daniel's company isn't doing well. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Really? Investments failed, I said. Bad decisions. He smirked. Sounds familiar. I don't find it funny, I replied. Come on, he said. After everything she did? I shook my head. I don't need to laugh at her downfall. Ryan studied me. So what do you feel? I thought for a moment. Nothing like before. No anger, he asked. Not anymore, I said. No regret? I learned from it, I answered. Sophia joined us. Talking about the past, she asked. Just observing it, I said. She nodded. And what's your conclusion? That I'm not that man anymore, I replied. Ryan smiled. Karma's doing your job for you. I exhaled slowly. Maybe. Sophia looked at me carefully. You didn't interfere? No, I said. I stayed out of it. Why? She asked. Because I don't need revenge to move forward, I replied. Ryan leaned forward. So you're just watching? Yes, I said. And that's enough? He asked. I nodded. It is. There was a silence, but it wasn't heavy. You know what's crazy? Ryan said. She left you for stability, and now. I know, I cut in. Sophia added, life has a way of balancing things. I used to want justice, I said. Now I just want peace. Ryan smiled. And you have it? Getting there, I answered. I stood up and walked toward the window, looking over the city. This used to feel impossible, I said. Sophia joined me. And now? Now it feels earned, I replied. Ryan walked over. So what's next? I thought for a moment. Growth. But controlled growth. Sophia nodded. That's the difference. I looked at my reflection in the glass. I didn't see the desperate man who begged for love anymore. I'm not chasing anything, I said quietly. Ryan crossed his arms. You're building again. I smiled slightly. Stronger this time. Sophia added, smarter too. I nodded. And this time, no one takes it from me. For the first time, the past didn't feel like a wound. It felt like something I had already survived. Megan, someone's here to see you, my assistant said through the intercom. Who is it? I asked without looking up from the file. She said it's urgent. Won't give details. I sighed. Send her in 10 minutes. No, Ethan, Megan replied. She insisted it's personal. I frowned. Personal? Yes, she said. And, she won't leave. I closed the file slowly. All right, I'll come down. As I walked through the office, I muttered, probably another investor wasting time. Megan stepped beside me. She looks upset. Most people are, I said. Until I say no. We reached the lobby. The moment I stepped in, I stopped. It was her. Lily. For a second, I forgot how to breathe. She stood there near the glass doors, hands tightly clasped, shoulders low. Nothing about her looked like the woman who once walked out on me. Megan whispered, you know her. I didn't answer. My eyes stayed locked on Lily. She looked up slowly. Ethan. My chest tightened, but my face stayed still. You're here. I didn't know where else to go, she said softly. I took a slow step forward. Interesting. Megan glanced between us. Should I give you privacy? Yes, I said. No, Lily said at the same time. Megan hesitated, then walked away. Silence fell. I crossed my arms. You look different. She gave a weak smile. So do you. I'm not the one who left, I said. Her eyes dropped. I know. I studied her. Why are you here, Lily? She swallowed hard. I need your help. That hit harder than I expected, but I didn't show it. I leaned slightly. Help? She nodded. I know I don't have the right to ask, but I didn't know where else to go. I let out a quiet laugh. That's new. She flinched. Ethan, please. Go on, I interrupted. I'm listening. She hesitated, then spoke faster. Daniel lost everything. His business collapsed. We tried everything, but? I asked. She looked up at me. We need stability again. I nodded slowly. So you came here? I had no choice, she said. I stepped closer. You always have a choice. She stayed silent. I tilted my head. Let me guess. You want money? No, she said quickly. Not money. Then what? She took a shaky breath. A job. I blinked once. A job. Yes, she said. For Daniel. The air felt colder somehow. I stared at her. You came to my office, after everything, to ask me to hire the man you left me for? Her voice dropped. I know how it sounds. No, I said quietly. Say it again. She swallowed. Can you hire him? I didn't respond immediately. I just looked at her. The irony wasn't loud, it was sharp, silent, heavy. The woman who took everything from me, I said slowly, is now asking me for a favor. She stepped forward. Ethan, please. He doesn't have anywhere else. I raised my hand. Stop. She froze. I exhaled. So this is what my life became. Her eyes filled. I didn't want it to be like this. I nodded once. None of us do. Silence stretched again. She whispered, I just need you to consider it. I looked past her for a moment, thinking of everything I lost, and everything I rebuilt. Then I looked back at her. Calm. Controlled. I'll think about it, I said. I motioned toward the chair across from my office. Sit. Lily hesitated, then slowly sat down. Thank you. I stayed standing for a moment. Don't thank me yet. She looked down at her hands. I didn't think I'd ever come back here. I didn't think you would either, I replied, sitting across from her. Silence stretched for a second. I studied her face. Tired eyes. No confidence left. Start talking, I said. She nodded quickly. Daniel's company collapsed. Everything we built, gone. I leaned back. Everything you built? She paused. Everything he built. I raised an eyebrow. Interesting correction. Her lips tightened. Ethan, I know what you're thinking. Do you? I asked calmly. She swallowed. That I don't deserve to be here. I didn't answer. She continued, voice shaking. I made a mistake. I know that now. There it was. I made a mistake, I repeated slowly. That's your opening line? Her eyes flicked up. It wasn't planned. I didn't know things would end like this. I nodded slightly. You didn't know? I thought I was making the right choice, she said quickly. I thought stability meant happiness. I let out a quiet breath. So I was instability? No, she rushed. You were intense. Everything felt uncertain. I leaned forward. And Daniel wasn't? She hesitated. That hesitation answered everything. I see, I said softly. She shook her head. It wasn't like that. I cared about you. Cared? I repeated. Yes, she said. I did. I looked at her closely. Then why did it feel like I was disposable? Her voice cracked. I didn't see it that way. I nodded. Of course you didn't. She took a breath. Ethan, I know I hurt you. I stayed quiet. She continued, faster now. I know I destroyed what we had. But I'm not here to fix the past. Then why are you here? I asked. She looked at me directly. Because I need help now. I leaned back again. Now we're getting honest. Her hands clenched. Daniel has nothing left. No investors, no support. We're barely surviving. I tilted my head. We? She hesitated again. Yes, we. That small word said everything. I nodded slowly. So it's still, we, duh. She lowered her eyes. I didn't mean it like that. Sure, I said quietly. Her voice softened. Ethan, please don't punish him for my choices. I exhaled. I'm not punishing anyone. She looked up quickly. Then help him. I stayed silent. She leaned forward slightly. Just this once. He needs a job. A chance. Anything. I watched her carefully. And what do I get out of it? She froze. I continued, calm. Because last time I gave everything, I got nothing back. Her eyes filled. This isn't about that. It always was, I said. She shook her head. No. I don't know where else to go. I studied her for a long moment. The same woman who once told me I was too emotional now looked like she was drowning in emotion herself. She whispered, please, just help us this once. The room went quiet. I felt it then, the shift I had waited years for. Not anger. Not pain. Control. I leaned forward slightly. You're asking me, I said slowly, to hire the man you left me for. She didn't answer. I continued, in my company. Still silence. I nodded once. And you think I should say yes? Her voice barely came out. I hope you do. I looked at her for a long moment. I'm not the same person you left behind, I said quietly. She nodded slowly. I can see that. That was the truth she couldn't escape. Now I held the power. I stayed quiet for a long moment after she spoke. The room felt heavier than before, but not because of her anymore, because of me. Lily shifted in her seat. Ethan? I leaned back slowly. Do you know what's funny? She blinked. What? I used to think this moment would feel different, I said. Her voice softened. Different how? Louder, I replied. Angrier. More satisfying. She swallowed. And now? I looked at her directly. Now it just feels clear. She hesitated. Clear, good or bad? Both, I said. Silence stretched again. She leaned forward slightly. So, what does that mean for Daniel? I exhaled slowly. You're still thinking in terms of control. I'm just asking, she said quickly. I know, I replied. But listen carefully. Her eyes stayed locked on me. I folded my hands. I'll consider hiring him. Her shoulders loosened instantly. Thank you. I raised my hand. Don't. She stopped. I continued, voice steady. Not because of you. The relief on her face froze halfway. I leaned forward slightly. Any decision I make will be based on merit. Not history. Not emotion. Not guilt. She looked confused. So, there's still a chance? There's always a process, I said. Nothing more. She nodded slowly. I understand. But I could see she didn't fully. I stood up. Do you know what you did to me, Lily? Her voice dropped. Yes. I shook my head. No. You know what happened. Not what it did to me. She stayed silent. I walked a step closer. I stopped trusting people. I stopped believing in easy promises. I had to rebuild everything from nothing. Her eyes lowered. I didn't want that. I know, I said calmly. But it still happened. She looked up again, voice shaky. Ethan, I never wanted to hurt you. I nodded once. Intent doesn't erase impact. That hit her harder than she expected. I see it now, she whispered. Do you? I asked. She didn't answer immediately. I continued, quieter now. Because the man you left doesn't exist anymore. Her eyes widened slightly. Ethan. I cut in. He would have forgiven you instantly. He would have tried to fix this. Begged even. I paused. But I'm not him. Silence filled the room. Lily's face tightened. Not anger, understanding. You've changed, she said softly. I had to, I replied. She looked down. So this is it? I shook my head. This is just reality. She stood slowly, like she wasn't sure where to put her weight anymore. I guess I should go. Yes, I said. She hesitated. And Daniel? I'll decide, I repeated. She nodded once, but her voice cracked. Okay. As she turned to leave, she stopped at the door. Ethan? I didn't look away. Yes. I really am sorry, she said. I nodded slightly. I know. Then she left. The door clicked shut, and I stayed standing for a moment. No anger. No satisfaction. Just something quieter. Control. And for the first time, I understood, justice didn't need noise. I stood by the window long after she left. Ryan walked in quietly. She's gone? Yeah, I said. He leaned against the desk. So, how does it feel? I kept looking outside. Strange. Good strange or bad strange, he asked. I thought for a second. Neither. Ryan frowned. That's not an answer. It is, I replied. Just not the one you expected. He studied me. You didn't enjoy that, did you? I shook my head. No. He raised an eyebrow. You sure? After everything she did. I finally turned away from the window. I thought I would. Ryan crossed his arms. But you didn't. No, I said quietly. I didn't. A pause settled between us. He sat down. So what happens now? I shrugged slightly. Nothing changes. That's not true, he said. She came back into your life. She didn't come back, I corrected. She came for help. Ryan nodded slowly. Same difference for most people. Not for me, I said. He watched me carefully. You didn't give her an answer. I did, I replied. You said you'll consider it, he reminded me. I nodded. And that's all she gets. Ryan smirked. Cold. Controlled, I corrected. He leaned back. So you're really done with her? I didn't answer immediately. Ethan, he pressed. I'm done with who I was around her, I said finally. Ryan went quiet for a moment. That's different. It is, I agreed. Later that night, Ryan got a call. I heard him on the phone in the next room. Wait, Daniel's struggling that bad? I didn't move, but I listened. Yeah. I heard, Ryan continued. No, I don't think Ethan's involved. A pause. Yeah, she looked rough too, Ryan added. He hung up and walked back in. That was someone from your old circle, he said. I figured, I replied. He hesitated. Daniel's business is basically collapsing completely. I nodded once. I know. Ryan studied my face. And her? What about her? I asked. She's not doing great either, he said carefully. I stayed quiet. He added, they're fighting a lot. Money, stress, everything. I exhaled slowly. That's what happens when stability was the only foundation. Ryan frowned. You sound detached. I am, I said. He stepped closer. But you used to care. I did, I admitted. A long time ago. He watched me closely. Do you feel better now? I didn't answer right away. Then I said it honestly. I feel free. Ryan nodded slowly. That's new. It is, I said. He leaned against the wall. So this was never about getting back at her. I looked at him. No. Then what was it about? He asked. I turned back toward the window. The city lights were steady, unchanged. Reclaiming myself, I said quietly. Ryan let out a small breath. Took you long enough. I almost smiled. Yeah. And for the first time, I wasn't thinking about what I lost. I was thinking about what I became. Sophia walked into my office holding a file. You didn't sign this yet. I looked up from my desk. I was waiting for your review. She placed it down. It's solid. You built this without shortcuts. I nodded. I don't take shortcuts anymore. Ryan leaned against the wall. You hear that? Mr. Discipline. I smirked slightly. Don't start. Sophia looked between us. You've changed, Ethan. I had to, I replied. She studied me. Not everyone changes like this. I closed the file. Some people don't get a second chance. Ryan crossed his arms. Or they waste it. I glanced at him. I didn't waste mine. A pause filled the room. Sophia spoke quietly. Do you ever think about her? I didn't hesitate. Sometimes. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Honest answer? Yes, I said. But not the way I used to. Sophia leaned forward. How then? Like a lesson, I replied. Not a wound. Ryan nodded slowly. That's progress. I stood up and walked toward the window. The city stretched out below, alive, constant. Sophia followed my gaze. You built all this again. Not again, I corrected. Better this time. She smiled faintly. And what about relationships now? I exhaled. Carefully. Ryan laughed. That sounds like fear. I shook my head. It's awareness. Sophia tilted her head. You don't trust easily anymore. I trust actions, I said. Not promises. Ryan pointed at me. That's definitely new Ethan. I turned slightly. Old Ethan didn't survive. Silence settled for a moment. Sophia spoke again. I want to ask something. Go ahead, I said. If someone like her came back again, would you do it differently? I thought for a long moment. Then I answered honestly. I wouldn't lose myself again. Ryan nodded. That's the whole point, isn't it? Yeah, I said quietly. I looked out again at the skyline. I used to think love meant giving everything. Sophia replied softly, and now? I turned back to them. Now I know it can't cost your identity. Ryan smiled. That's deep for you. Don't ruin it, I said lightly. Sophia stepped closer. You've really moved on. I nodded. I've moved forward. The room went quiet again. No tension, no chaos, just stability. I took a slow breath. There's something I learned the hard way. Ryan asked, what's that? I looked at both of them. Love should never cost you your self-worth. Sophia nodded once. Agreed. Ryan added, took a disaster to learn that? I gave a small smile. Apparently, yes. I turned back to the window. The city lights felt different now, like they belonged to me, but didn't define me. I built this once with ambition, I said quietly. Sophia watched me. And now? I placed my hands in my pockets. Now I built it with resilience. Ryan stepped beside me. So what's the final verdict, boss? I didn't look away from the glass. I gave her everything once, I said slowly. A pause. Then I added, steady and clear, but this time, I chose myself.